Whoops.
City of Albany and Time Warner Cable have negotiated the terms of a 10-year franchise agreement and funding for public access television. I know that members of...
So that just happened a couple weeks ago. We're going to get access in Albany. But there won't be any money for staff. They're going to run a major market public access operation with all volunteers, they think. So some things haven't changed that much.
So, this next song is called In the Time of the Now. And, I wrote this song because I believe that the fact that I'm alive right now is an act of resistance. Is anybody with me on that? I feel like the fact that I'm breathing right now is a form of rebellion. Do we got any rebels in the house tonight? Yeah! Because let me tell you something. I'm not supposed to be here. My people weren't supposed to be here. But nonetheless, I'm here. And so every breath that I take, every breath that we take is rebellion. Soy el tiempo de ahora, la memoria antigua exigía. Me enseña lo que necesito.
Okay, so I wanted to start off with a clip of something that was actually recorded at this space in Troy that we're working on. It's called the Sanctuary for Independent Media. And it's actually literally a sanctuary. We're not really that creative. It's an old church, an old Lutheran church from 1900. And what we tried to do after 10 years of organizing for different kinds of community media in the Albany area, the capital region, was we gave up. We had Sue Buskey, one of the top cable access negotiators, come to the city of Troy, Albany, Schenectady, and tried to get the best practices that we've seen all around the country implemented in the Albany area. And we made no headway whatsoever. It was just completely bashing our heads against the wall. And it just got to be where it was clear that we weren't going to get anywhere. And in fact, I was shocked that this latest announcement about access in Albany, I have mixed feelings about it, because at least it looks like something will happen, but it just seems like it's going to be a replication of the same failures that they've had before in Albany, because they just won't look at the models that work. So we were very frustrated. Brandon Miller was very key in the organizing for access in Albany. George Stoney came up a number of times to try to help us out. And we just felt we were pushing against this bureaucratic system that just couldn't be moved. We found out later that the Senate Majority Leader was taking free plane rides in the cable lobbyists' airplane, that the Public Service Commission is staffed by cable company refugees. The mayor doesn't want to see black people on television in Troy. I mean, when you dig down and see why this happened, it was very clear why. But what wasn't clear is how we could break through it. And then about the same time, the student radio station at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, where I teach part-time, had been kind of a de facto community radio station, and it was taken over by some very conservative students who booted out all the community members. So we decided that we really need to build our own infrastructure. We can't depend on the city of Albany and the city of Troy and Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. I mean, why would they want to have a community radio station there? They had Democracy Now! On every morning. I was always wondering why they didn't notice that and do something about it. And eventually the students did, although the show remains. There's not much left in terms of the feeling of community that used to exist at the station. So we ended up moving into this old church and have slowly been outfitting it with production equipment. So the video that you just saw was shot there. I think the switcher came from CUNY TV, and everything was basically donated. And our whole emphasis is on owning it, building the infrastructures that we control, and I think the mantra that we have is keeping our overhead as low as possible. We have mostly volunteers. The few paid people are very poorly paid. And we try to keep things at a level that we can sustain and not get into a situation where we're over-dependent on outside funders or have debt service that we can't support. So I think I'm going to leave it there. We don't have a whole lot of time to talk about our individual projects, and I just wanted to give you a very quick sampling of what we're trying to do up there. The program that you have actually lists the season that starts on Monday, which includes, I think, 15 speakers, films, music events, variety of things. The World War III Illustrated Collective is doing a gallery show in the gallery space that we have. A really amazing archive of 30 years of political cartoons and comic books, graphic novels. And then we have a workshop series as well. So I'm going to yield for the other folks, and hopefully later on in the day, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them, and looking forward to hearing what everybody has to say.